What's up,
Alright.
guys? We're back.
Yeah, what's up, Denny? How you doing? Yeah,
Yeah, back
that's
to episode 17. We've got some interesting topics we're going to talk about this episode. Especially looking at the current events like the election that just happened, and also how that's generally just got all the markets to go up by about 10%. Some stuff 20, and even some other stuff in the crypto space up to 40 odd percent. And maybe let's just leave that to start off with, just because it's going to get a bit more of like a, how should I describe it? It's going to get a bit more of a fear and greed response. So let's just leave that. And yeah, we'll take the rest from there. So also coming from you, what party would you be choosing, Trump or Harris?
for me. Okay, personally, I'm not like well in terms of politics. I'm not really a political guy. Like I don't
Yeah, but
pay
let's just say
attention
if
to.
you lived in America and if you were to vote.
Yeah, yeah. I was listening to a podcast like in the summer. I don't remember exactly what the name of the podcast was, but it was talking about these things like Harris, Trump, etc. Come and then like who gets more like of the public favor or whatever. And I was initially I thought like Harris had her everything structured like in place, like she knew what she was saying and all that stuff. But I realized like personally, I was like Trump is actually a powerful man. Like to be honest, like he has done so many things,
Trump's a
and
G.
like a lot of things that we talked about in this podcast in terms of whatever masculine, masculinity, growth, and all that. Although they're not going to align 100% with Trump, like I disagree with a lot of things that he did, but
Especially with the sleeping around and
yeah,
not being
exactly. Like
entirely faithful. Yeah.
it's immature and stuff, but in terms of like just being a man and putting himself out there and owning it and like just
The amount of responsibility and risk that he's taken throughout his life.
exactly, it's like high risk high reward. And for him like it went really well, and just the fact that he's like so in power, like he a lot of people like right now he's basically he's on somebody a lot of people's like assassination list. So like you just got to be careful at that point, but he's also has people that can protect him and all. So yeah, it's gonna promote a lot of business. It's gonna promote a lot of growth. I mean, especially after what happened, COVID and stuff. Like he's gonna try like, to boom things much more. And as you've seen, like the stock market, the crypto market, everything's just booming.
It's the
And
best day in the. It's like it's been one of the best days since COVID. It's been like the best day since COVID.
pretty
Like
much, yeah. And
like the
then
market since COVID. It's been like the
the
best
market,
market in
yeah,
the last 4 years.
yeah, exactly. And then we also talked about having like these every 4 years, like crypto market booming, what they call that, the
Crypto bull run cycle.
bull run cycle, or when everything doubles usually. But yeah, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be really nice, and 2025 there's gonna be a lot of opportunity for more growth. Like if people are really keeping their eyes out there. So yeah, what about you, Denyon? Like, what do you think of all this, the elections results?
I'm loving it honestly, just because I just love seeing pretty much my portfolio go up by 10%. Because I'm like considering the risk that I took earlier. It's a bit of a sign of relief, and also because it's going to make you're still going to have to keep up the consistency, the effort, and everything else, obviously, while running a business, because it's business is just another form of competition. Even if you're just making the economy and like even like the deadly crypto space easier, it's still going to reunite that sort of. It's more of like a togetherness. It's going to be a bit more uniting than a bit more. It's still going to be super combative, but it's a bit more uniting that we have someone who's like such a pro businessman in charge compared to worrying about stupid labels and stupid politically correct terms. It's like instead of someone who's just wasting all the money and just having it towards a agenda that's trying to transform your kid or even trying to, like as I said yesterday to someone, she was trying to promote agenda, or and her agenda was promoting one of like an utter mind control, which was trying to just. This is honestly just because I've seen Harris and I've seen Biden, just because I sort of keep up with it because it's very much how should I describe it? A lot of the rage and like that sort of stuff is very politically associated to America, especially like you've noticed everything just like tanked and then it just basically recovered all back in the last, like, you know, as soon as COVID hit, then we had Biden, then I think it was Biden, COVID, and then after that everything just was recovered after that, like very, like everything just halved in crypto. So
Mm.
it provides more faith compared to, well, they're both going to print either way, so it both look positive towards crypto. I've been saying this since 2020. Trump's a G. I
Mm.
respect Trump in some areas. However, there's certain areas that I've watched and heard him say, which I don't, which we're not going to get into because they're not. It's not personal stuff, but it's more so what he's said and done throughout the past and at certain events and which groups he's associated with. It's more so that. Um, but I'd much rather have him in power than Harris because, as I said, Harris is like men can get pregnant. That sort of that other mind control stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Another guy who really wanted Trump to win is Elon Musk.
yeah.
As you can see.
You could even see on the Joe Rogan podcast that uh, Musk wanted Trump to win anyway. Like because they're
Yeah.
both very pro crypto, and then it went up to, yeah. They're just because I believe from what I last saw, Elon owns about 3,000 Bitcoin.
You see. That's
Yeah,
insane.
because he helped create it
Yeah,
in the coding and that sort of stuff of it.
that's sick.
Something along the lines of that. But then, yeah, because last election, Elon was pro Biden, which doesn't make any sense.
Mhm.
Why would he be Biden in the election before he went on pro Trump?
Maybe it's something that he wanted to, like a period, a transition that he wanted at that time that kind of helped him with whatever in like whatever he had going on back then. You
Yeah,
know, I
I
don't
just
know.
didn't think it makes sense from a business point of view.
Yeah, I don't know. To be
Unless he
honest,
wanted to make stuff harder and see how he'd survive in a more difficult environment. But
yeah,
yeah,
I don't know, but I just think that there's gonna be a lot of changes in the world the next 4 years. Uh, we're definitely gonna be witnessing more dynamic business change, like a lot more growth, a lot more. We're also going to be seeing like risk related consequences for sure. I can
yeah,
tell you that there's going to be crazy things you're going to hear on the news too, like not going to lie. It's going to be more unpredictable, to be fair.
that's going to be better for us to make money though. That's
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
be better.
definitely. Like, I mean, I remember we had these like initially these conversations like earlier like, about predicting what's gonna happen like the next 5, 10 years and stuff. Now we can start to see like, okay, yeah, everything's starting to fall into place, Trump getting elected. Now Elon Musk is gonna start pushing more of the space industry, right?
Like you and I both can't wait for that. You
Yeah,
even as like you as a
yeah,
software engineer, you
that's
can't
gonna be
wait for that.
sick. Yeah, exactly. I can't wait to be honest. I mean, it's gonna be 10 times better. And then like, I mean, some of my buddies are next year they're gonna be spending like a good chunk of time in the US, probably visiting Trump. I don't know, but like they're gonna be building like, testing basically spacecrafts and stuff, which is really nice. Like so it's gonna be a fun time for everyone then there in the US. I mean, at least everyone who voted for Trump, and also, yeah. But like
I
going
can't say
back
the same
to,
thing here because it's been a
yeah,
fairly, how should I describe it? Everyone who I know in America voted for Trump. 99% of the people who I know here are anti-Trump. So,
wow,
yeah.
that's insane.
I mean, surely you haven't had like a split like that.
Oh yeah,
Like
for
even for the
sure.
people you know in Canada, it'd probably be like a, what is it? It would, yeah, it'd be the same sort of ratio, wouldn't it?
I mean, I didn't talk to everyone about it because I told you, like, for me, politics is not something I mean, it's interesting, it's fun, but
It's more just like a, but it's like a theoretical response. Who would
it's
you vote
very, yeah,
for if you
exactly.
lived in America? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It is that, but we consider ourselves Canadians. We consider ourselves, if you low key, like we're not. Uh, Obviously, we consider ourselves nice. Like, well, Canadians are known to be nice, but also they're known to be more like, we respect. I feel like we have a more of a moral ground compared to Americans, right? Like
Yeah.
Americans just like do whatever you want. Everyone holds a gun, like freaking yo, like, land of the free and shit. Like, if you try to mess around, like, I'm just gonna pull you, trigger. So yeah, this there's it's a different mentality.
It's a lot
I
more of an
kind of
outlawed society.
Sometimes you need that, honestly. Like, as a Canadian, it's not enough to just be all in your head. Like, you do need, like, I understand why Americans are that way. It's because really you feel like you're more alive, like you're actually fighting for your right to live. You're actually fighting for your life. It's not just, oh yeah, I mean, we have to be nice about it, like, yeah, everyone has a life, but it's, you don't have to, like, there's no, like, I feel like there's barely any competition, right? It's just like we're trying to live, you know, coexist and live like together and stuff, but like, where's the stimulation coming from, to live and to build your life and stuff. It's barely like it Yeah, it's barely noticeable here compared to in the US. In the US you actually feel like, as soon as my feet hits the soil, like, shit, bro, like, I can already feel my spirit just like you know waking up. Just because, I mean, first of all, it's America, but then, like, the amount of things that people done in that country, how it's influenced the world and stuff, like, obviously.
So your soul more so reunites with what people have done.
Exactly. Like, it's more like for the people, for the civilian and stuff. Yeah, I mean, people make some mistakes here and there, right? They're gonna, whatever, one
That's just
person.
their nature, those
It's
humans.
just the nature of yeah, exactly. It's a human nature. So, but you're more alive. You see what I mean? You can actually feel your spirit like do something. It's not just like, oh yeah, I mean, I wake up, go to sleep, follow a routine and this,
It's
that,
not
like,
like the average sort of Joe sort of life.
exactly. It's not even that. It's so mundane, mechanistic. It's like, I mean, I still gotta follow the rules, be respectful. Yeah, you do need like those things in a human being for sure, so it doesn't go crazy. But there's a certain degree of like, okay, like, you can't be so like, what do you call it? Like,
Extreme or
not extreme, but like you're just so like, what do you say? Like, like, you're
independent.
just abiding by the system.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like, you're just like so stuck in there, and you haven't done anything unique,
It's a lot
right?
more control orientated.
Exactly. Just to
You
keep
mean
things in order,
Canada or America?
Canada, Canada.
Yeah. Because I've even known that in Australia, it's like you can't do this, you can't do that, and it's like when cops are in, you literally can't do anything. You can't even like, let's just say if there's like no one there. Well, I've had some times where you can't even drive over on like the other side to avoid a car. Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, I see.
It's as I was speaking to one of my mates yesterday. He's like, if you If you can survive in Australia as a business and become very successful, you're doing something right, and you'd be right to survive more than you'd be able to survive in any other country,
Mhm.
just because their tax is so high here.
Oh my God, yeah, yeah, I agree.
45% for like anything over 120.
That's insane.
Yeah,
50% almost.
pretty
That,
much. Yeah.
yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree with that then. I mean, 100% if the state is like taxing people just because of, yeah, and you're able to survive on multiple businesses. I agree with that statement.
Like our Prime Minister just spent a $5 million house when he only is meant to earn half a mil a year, and he's only meant to be in there 4 years. It's like, how can you afford a $5 million house and then claim that you're broke unless he's like saying yes to, what is it, other political parties? Yeah, I can't think of the word of them, but you understand what I mean. But it's like the corruption in the system's just, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Then
And
people
it's
are
like,
forced to, whatever money launder or just like they have to. You can't just hold on to money. They have to spend it. So
yeah,
if yeah, makes sense.
I
I
was trying to think of
mean,
what I was going to
yeah.
say.
What's up?
I was trying to think of something about the Australian government, but yeah, I was just saying that, like, that's for an example. I don't be like, isn't it for Canada? You get your first $200,000 free, like tax free.
Your first 300,000
200, yeah, 200,000, yeah.
if you're starting a business?
No, no, just in general.
I've never heard of that before.
Oh, because I heard it on YouTube, and I just thought it's. I think it's. I heard it in some country. Think it might have been Canada. I can't remember, but yeah.
Well, for buying a house or something?
I know, just in general, just like an pretty and system entry levy or something.
Oh, system entry levy.
You
Okay,
know how you like first go into like the system. I thought that thing actually existed, but
interesting.
you guys don't get the
I've
luxury.
never heard of that. Yeah, I've never heard of
Yeah,
that. Like, interesting. That's actually something I should probably research, to be honest. Like, there's a lot of these things that people just don't know. Like, I'm talking about government funds and like grants and all that stuff. Like, even during COVID, they offered like an emergency fund for free for anyone who lost their job, right? And
yeah.
a lot of people applied for it. A lot of people got it, right? And then it's kind of like they have this other thing called employment insurance, which is like if you lose your job, you can apply and the government sends you money like every month to keep you, you know, afloat while you're looking for another job or opportunities or whatnot. So that's something that the government does.
But all that would just be more money that they've printed.
Well, it's actually money that you pay them while you're working. It's like part of the tax.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so employers they automatically tax your pay stub like and then part of it goes to that and other things, yeah.
Because I was
But
just thinking, if that was the case, especially during COVID, it would be more attributed. It would be more towards inflation if they were to
mhm.
print more. But you said it's not. It's more tax money for them. So at
Yeah,
least your
it's tax
Canadian dollar
money.
still maintains its value.
Yeah, exactly. But like as you can see, like there are so many things that, we have to pay for just living here because the circumstances or whatnot of the state and whatever there's always like when you're printing money there's there's always going to be that question of how am I gonna pay it back or how am I gonna actually like make it go away, you know? Because
And
like
don't
you're,
become like
you're
an
literally
African nation overinflate.
exactly. So people just don't care, just keep printing, they don't care. Like you're not like, oh yeah, okay, for example, the Bank of Canada is gonna print money to the state and then the state is gonna be like, okay, we need you guys owe us this at this rate, like
But they
2%.
usually owe it on 0%.
Yeah. And then like the thing is there I remember having this history teacher back then who used to tell me like the only solution or like the main solution which is just a hopeful solution is like future generations are gonna pay it off. Like future generations are gonna pay off the debt.
That's never going to happen though, because we're going to be more and more in this debt. Plus, what about bankruptcies? And
Yeah.
then, like, let's just say people who abuse the system, because that's always going to be the case.
Yeah, unless you look at it from like if you're really hopeful and you look at it from like an end time result, end of history, like okay, there's gonna be some guy maybe out there in the future that's gonna finally resolve things, put things, monetary, finances, economy, healthcare, whatnot. Just like people are saying we're kind of headed towards this global state.
Oh,
So
actually, that
like
reminds me, they're starting to create the BRICS dollar as well.
the BRICS dollar, right?
Yeah, which is worth about 45 USD.
That's insane.
Yeah, because it's made up all of gold and BTC. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
maybe
I
just
was
gold.
I was actually no. There's another one called XAU, which is like a BTC equivalent of gold. XAU, which is like X gold, basically, pretty much.
Isn't that
Uh,
the stock for gold?
it's a BTC coin tethered to the gold currency. I think. I'm not sure, to be
Oh,
honest.
like an actual
That would be
crypto.
insane. Like natural crypto. I mean,
Yeah,
not natural, but like it's like
like an actual.
USDT,
Yeah.
like USDT, but instead of petrodollar, you're using gold. So you're using gold T, for example, gold tethered,
Oh,
something like that.
that's that's good to know.
Yeah.
Because
So
they have some reserves associated, like what is it? Like tethers associated to the liquidity of the US dollar. Same thing with USDC. They're all oh, what's it called? They're all what's it called? I can't think of what they're called. I'll know the name later. But also, like, they must have like a gold vault for the X gold,
mm, yeah, yeah,
XE,
exactly, something like that.
and then that means they probably got the what is it, silver one as well.
Yeah, pretty much. And you realize like a lot of these banks, they do the same thing. They take the gold, the silver, they lock it up, and then they print the money for people to, okay, we're gonna, here's X amount of, dollars for your business, whatnot. You owe us whatever. But it's obviously a rip off, right? Like
Yeah,
why
because
can't I transact in actual like real monetary value? Like
yeah.
yeah.
Instead of just some made up currency that was meant to resemble the gold value till we could
It's all about trust, that's another thing. Can I trust you with that currency too? Like people haven't reached a level of, I would say, anything, discipline, uh value standards, morals and principles to be able to trade in gold and silver. That's why banks are like, shit, we're not going to give them gold and silver. We're going to give them the fake, whatever, printed money, like whatever. Because
I'm
people are still not there yet. It's like we still need to have, okay, future generations and whatnot. But even that reasoning is kind of flawed because you're delaying things. It's like, how are you going to solve the real problem? Like you're literally just patching it.
it's
So
temporary. It's a quick fix.
exactly. And like just be for you yourself to be thinking like that. It's like, yeah, but you're printing money. Like, where are your system? What's your system? What's your value system? And way of thinking behind. Okay, how are you gonna owe this money back? Like you're literally printing it and putting it out there. You have to find a way to kind of just get rid of all the money you're printing, or have it like capped to, okay, this is the amount we're gonna, like the same way they're doing with crypto. Like they're literally capping the amount of tokens that you can, or well, value you can associate to, basically like there's a market cap for
Yeah,
each coin.
like
So,
Bitcoin has like 21 million, for example.
exactly, and it's limited for a long amount of time, right? Like we didn't change that cap for, you know it's not like, oh shit, we're gonna print more, like what.
It's like
So
one's made every 10 minutes, which has been intentional throughout its whole cycle. and then it's been half once you use Bitcoin to get more Bitcoin.
Exactly.
I
So
mean,
that
we
kind
could go
of
into the mining cycle, but I don't really see much of a point because it's more like it's pretty much us explaining in dollars, but we're saying, hey, this is the same thing for like Ether, Solana, Bitcoin, Doge, anything.
yeah, exactly. Anyways, I think we had like 30 minutes now.
Let's just end the episode here.
Yeah, we can end it off. Just gonna turn